Foul demon, face the vengeance of the Moon Knight.
Tsunami Studios. Okay. Let's get into this. Avengers Issue 36. The classic team now that has been doing this newest run of Avengers. Garan and Aaron. This feels like the conclusion / setup of the Age of Khonshu leading into the Phoenix story. I really don't know how I feel about this book. I've been very adamant against this is a very weak portrayal of Moon Knight. It doesn't really get the character. It hasn't made the character do anything worthwhile the entire time. And it's very, very bothersome, actually, just knowing that this is the only Moon Knight we have currently going on in comics. And he's acting like this, doing some weird stuff. I don't like it. And it's annoying, but it's here. We got it. Any Moon Knight is good Moon Knight, I guess. I don't like this book. I really want to. I know Aaron can write a good story. And Garen's art is beautiful. I want this to be better. But it's just so much bland stuff happening that it just bothers me, you know? It's just so frustrating sometimes. So there's pretty much three main parts of this book. The first one is Moon Knight is having a crisis of fate, so he's taking the Ghost Rider car and traveling to the moon in order to talk to somebody. And as he gets there, he realizes there is a man chained up who is saying, "You're praying to the wrong god. You know, you want to trust Khonshu, but how many times has he let you down?" It's kind of, that's the story beat they're going with for that. And I'm like, I get it. Khonshu is a villain. We know he's a villain. He's always been a villain in Moon Knight comic books. He is Moon Knight's greatest villain because he beats him down every chance he gets. That is the point. I understand wanting to make Khonshu a bigger threat to the Marvel Universe, but that character works better when he's just tormenting the soul of Mark Spector. And you can tell that because this book is not interesting, that's where the character works best. So, who is this mysterious figure that has been talking to Mark Spector? It's Nick Fury, y'all. Do you guys remember Original Sin? You know, that book that came out years ago that some people remember, but some people who are new to comics, who are probably reading this Avengers run, have no idea about? That's right. I'm pretty sure somebody else was doing something with that Nick Fury recently. I don't care. I knew who it was going to be the moment I saw the shadowy figure. I'm like, of course it's Nick Fury. And he's telling Mark, "You're praying to the wrong god, buddy." I'm like, yeah, fuck you, man. What? Mark, okay, we'll get to it at the end of the book, but there's no way in hell that the Mark Spector I've been reading for years would be like, screw it, I'm going to find a different cosmic entity to bond with. Like, my goodness, I don't enjoy it. So we get another part of the story from the past, which is kind of it's like a couple hours before the main story's happening. And it is kind of Khonshu who's beating Mephisto, and Black Panther's coming to kill him. It's where we left off last issue, where we saw Black Panther was coming to take down Khonshu. And we get this interesting shot where they're about to fight, but, you know, Khonshu's throwing Mjolnir at him, but because Mjolnir knows the Black Panther tribe, he's able to, like, move it aside. And I'm like, okay, I don't hate that idea. I think it's kind of interesting. Here's where my problem is. And this is kind of goes to a lot of things happening in Marvel Comics right now. There's a lot of stuff, this book and the Donny Cates Thor book, where it's all about anybody can kind of lift the hammer right now, where there's these certain things, whether it's magic or you were familiar with it, or maybe you are no longer worthy and the hammer is testing you. There's that kind of story going on in Marvel right now throughout this and Donny Cates Thor. I think they are both handling it okay. The problem is, it just shows that nobody is really doing anything good with Thor right now. I mean, Donny Cates, that's its own thing. I think it's pretty interesting. But I'm just like, really? We can't just let Thor be Thor for a moment? Why are we doing this with the hammer? It's so exhausting. I get it. I'm still pissed off about, like, the Euro magic being made of moon rock. That is so stupid, so that's why Khonshu and Moon Knight were able to move it. I can get behind the Black Panther tribe being familiar with the hammer, Makes sense to me. Wakanda's a magical place, but I just don't know how I feel about it. It's so frustrating sometimes. You're just like, what are you talking about? Why is this the thing that's happening? So they are about to fight, but then Moon Knight steps in, and this is where we kind of get the crux of the book. It's Moon Knight versus Black Panther. And for most of the time, Moon Knight thinks he's fighting Mephisto, but, slowly he realizes after a couple punches that it's actually T'Challa who's beating him up. And I like the fight scene between them, because it's a no-holds-bar fight. Here comes T'Challa just wrecking shop. We see all the moves he's doing on him. He knows he can beat him, but he's not going to kill him, and I like that a lot. I think that's really fun. T'Challa was great in this book. I like when that character is done well. He was the best part of this book. And I just don't like this Moon Knight. Moon Knight does a lot of the inner monologue for this book, and there's just... I get what you're doing with him, but there's just so much of what he says and the way he's acting that just infuriates me, because it's not really Moon Knight-ish, and I get every writer's got their interpretation. I get that. But I think it goes against the fundamental belief of this character, and that is he's not going to side with Khonshu on something like this. He wouldn't. Even if he feels like he's having a crisis of faith, whereas God's leading him down here, it'd be a conflict where he wouldn't fight Black Panther. He wouldn't have made it gone this far. He wouldn't have. And I don't know. It's just so frustrating sometimes just to see this is where the character got. He gets beaten by Black Panther. I'm fine with that. I think that works perfectly. Black Panther would beat him. I can get behind that. And Moon Knight's just kind of like, you have to just beat me here. Let me lie here and die. I have a plan. It's like, fuck off. Oh, no, you don't. You don't, Mark. And then because it's an Avengers book, we get shots of the other Avengers. Tony and Carol are still in space with the Starbrand baby, and that idea that Tony saw something weird in the past is going to come back to haunt them. She-Hulk, Captain America, and Blade are on the run to, I guess, get back to save T'Challa, but T'Challa's fine. Everything's fine. We see that Khonshu himself has decided he's going to be an even powerful entity, and he's going to take all of the powers from everybody and go to space and get ready to tear shit up. But what's happening instead? Well, here's what's going to happen to defeat Khonshu. Okay. I hate this for so many reasons. Mark Spector, the man who has been the avatar for the Moon's Knight of Vengeance, the guy who has been tormented by Khonshu since his resurrection, has found a way to summon and become the host of the Phoenix Force. Why in the ever-loving hell would Mark Spector or the Phoenix Force take this guy? I hate this. It's so annoying. Marvel really just wants to use the Phoenix Force. You shouldn't use it. When Jean Grey's done with it, you fuck off with the Phoenix Force. That's all I'm going to say. You can't make it good. Okay? So stop pushing the Phoenix Force. Mark would never do this. And I hate saying he'd never do this because every writer can do whatever they want with a character. But the Mark I've read for years on years on years would not be like, I'm going to leave one cosmic being for another just to beat the old one. Mark wouldn't do that. Mark is the guy with the sacrifice play who would literally go in, either die or bring Khonshu to his knees in the way we've seen him before. I just don't like this angle. So I don't know if this is the end of Age of Khonshu or not, but I can tell you right now, I guess I'm going to have to be reading more of these Avengers books, and you'll be seeing some more reviews for them. So stay tuned for that. So overall, I'm upset with this book. I'm not happy with it, but it's a book that exists nonetheless, and it's here for your pleasure if you want it. I just want you to know there are so many better Moon Knight stories, and you can look up some of my videos talking about those better Moon Knight stories. So Avengers 36, I am going to give a 4 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.